Hey guys, I want to talk about movement in design and specifically about motivated and unmotivated, or purposeful and purposeless action. So I'm on this website, Construction Journal, and when I refresh the page, you can see that there's an action that's been applied. We got a fade in, but then we get a movement from left to right of the whole window, the whole document. And if I click over into other tabs, we have the same thing on every page where it comes in from the left. Now, this is a poor decision. Now, if I'm being as gracious as I can be, what is the mentality? Now, sometimes people think that, well, you can a motivation for an action can be simply delight, and that's absolutely true. So that is, the action is not indicating some sort of structure or topology of the page, but it's just there to delight. And that's true, and that's wonderful, and you can do that. So, for instance, you think about something like, when you heart something and you like something, you have like a little explosion of like fireworks or something. That's a little delightful feature. The problem is when it does something other or in addition to delight. And what happens here is that, one, it's taking up a lot of time, and two, is that when you're creating the topology of your website, the sort of geometry of how things are laid out, you are saying that, hey, over here on the left side, there's something going on, right? The last thing is that when it's a very extreme action, it tends to just annoy. And especially if it's on a bunch of pages, you're going to see this repeated over and over and over again. And so while there's a possibility it might delight on the first time, the second and third and fourth and fifth, sixth time, it just becomes annoying because it's large and it takes a long time. That is to say, it's very high on the hierarchy. It's drawing attention to itself when it's not that important. Now, if you think about a good use of setting out the topology of your page in certain ways, if I just make this small and we jump over to this menu right here, I can see that I've got one of these side menus. And here you have purposeful or motivated action. And the motivation is that now we have less space where we have to fit in everything we need, because before we had all this information sitting up here, but now that's been scrunched and we don't have it anymore. So we set up the topology of the page to say, hey, over here, off to the right of the page, there's actually more information. You can access this, and it's going to come out when you press this button. So there's a purpose to this, right? There's a purpose, and it contains more information. It's like a drawer. But when the page is all the way open and it starts moving from another side, we have enough space. We don't need to have that over there. And it's taking about a second, right? So that's unmotivated action, and you want to always be thinking about not only what it does, but what are the complete things that this does, and is there any possibility of negative user interaction?